Hi everybody, here we are again today with our mental toughness tips back in the studio. I just wanted to first, before we get into it today, say thanks everybody for all the awesome feedback we're getting. We've had some really good comments, had some positive stuff coming in. I even had one of my clients this morning sit there and say, she's at work when things are getting tough, she's going to sit down and look at her little mental toughness tips just to help her get out of that situation, get her head back into the game, and then come back into work in a different state, which is awesome. It's exactly what we're wanting them to be used for. I've also had another couple of other people ask if we're going to package these tips together in a different format, and the answer there is yes. I'm currently putting together a video that we can put up on YouTube. There's sort of too many tips to put it all into one video, so we'll make several videos. And we're also developing workshops. So if you're interested in having us come out to you and your team, be it work environment, sporting environment, to sit down and workshop some of these tips, then get in contact with us and let us know, because we'd love to do that for you. But today's mental toughness tip, which I apparently don't have on my screen right here, is the other side of yesterday's tip. So yesterday's tip was to distract and reconnect. Today, what we want to get into is to acknowledge and reconnect. Okay, so you do need to have a little bit of agreement with yourself beforehand. If you're heading into a state where you're not okay, where you're getting angry, frustrated, anxiety, all those usual things that send us into a space where we're not okay, it's good to have either an agreement with yourself or an agreement with a workmate or your coach or a teammate or whoever, another person. And they see you going off into a not okay space, you see yourself going into a not okay space. So you've got to sit there and go, okay, I'm not okay. I had one particular athlete who was training with us here. She would find herself going off into a not okay space. We sat down together and we came up with a solution whereby she had asked her coach to give her a thing which they had agreed on. When the coach saw her in a not okay space, the coach would give it to her, and then that particular athlete would sit there and go, oh, okay, so this means I'm not okay. I'm about to put myself into a state which makes me not very good for my team, not going to help us all work together to get to where we go. She would sit down, and when she could bring herself back into the space where she's ready to get back in and ready to get back on track, she would give that particular signal, whatever it was, back to the coach, and so the coach knew that she was ready to go back on. My understanding is that it was a really, really good way for everybody to communicate without conflict, that, things were not okay. It's also a really good way of having you, as an individual, make a conscious decision that, yeah, okay, I'm actually heading off down this path, but this is the path that we want to go on, so I've got to stop right there, acknowledge that you're not okay, come back, and then go, okay, when we go back to step 2, which was step by step, what's my next step here? How do I get myself from that position to this position so we can move forward and hit our goal? Yeah. So I really do recommend that you do that with a coach, with somebody who you know you're going to be able to trust, who can, in beforehand, before the event, sit down with them, talk to them. Can we give this a go? I know I'm likely to do this during the game, and they need to be in agreement, you need to be in agreement, and both of you have responsibility there. You can go up to the coach and go, I'm not okay. They go, there's okay, well, you give this back to me when you're ready to come back in, if that works. If you can't get agreements with the coach, then be a little bit mentally tougher and acknowledge it with yourself. You go, I'm not okay. Okay, I've got to go and sit over here, talk myself down, be a grown-up, get through it, and then when I'm okay, I'll go back in. Okay? But, if you're not okay, you're actually not okay to be in that situation in the team environment where you're being required to be a very different person to the one that you're being when you're not okay. So acknowledge it. It's not hard. It's not. Get back to not being judgy. Take your judgy pants off. Everybody does it. High stress situations, you're pretty normal, So acknowledge it. Once it's acknowledged, give yourself the space to calm down a bit, and then when you're ready to get back in again, tell the person you need to tell, okay, I'm with you, I'm here, we're moving forward, and then it's all good. So that is mental toughness tip number 6. Tomorrow we're doing number 7, and then I'm going away for a few days. I'm off to Road to TBC, which is a roller derby tournament in Wales, heading off with Team Sweden. So that's pretty exciting. So we'll be back on Tuesday with mental toughness tip number 7 or 8 or whichever one it is. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Tuesday. Bye.